things are serious here. We are just like that small pickle at the bottom of the pickle jar that is being squished by the weight of all the other pickles above him. I don't know if that's a fitting metaphor, but that's the feeling, or that's how I imagine the feeling is. Hello, if you are new here, my name is Miro, and I am leaving for Sweden in about 48 hours, and I have a ton of things that I need to finish before then. A lot of plant chores, a lot of watering, a lot of plant chores that were planned, and we just needed to quit them. And initially, this was supposed to be a 72-hour video, but then because we didn't make it, we said, okay, it's gonna be 48 hours. And considering how things are going, it may end up be a 24-hour planned chores, but let's hope not, because I do not think that is enough time to finish everything that I need to finish. The pressure is definitely on. I think if I smile, it will not seem so heavy. And maybe I will panic less. I don't know if that really helps. As always, I had a lot of plans, a lot of things that I wanted to do. We dreamt big and we fell hard. We fell hard. And I will not be able to complete everything. Instead, I will just do the most essential chores. I wanted to do sort of a spring cleaning before I leave. I wanted to repot a lot of the plants. I wanted to trellis them, to treat them for mealybugs and all of that stuff, like a decent spring cleaning. Not just with my plants, with my closet, with everything, but we simply cannot do that before the trip, which just means I will have to do it when I come back. And well, what that means for you is that you have that content to look forward to, or dread, whichever you pick. I will admit one thing, I have definitely put this unrealistic expectation on myself, and that wasn't enough to do all of the spring chores. I actually started to do some other projects, which I will show you in this video. I was actually hoping to complete that as well, but the initial task was unrealistic, and adding more to that is just beyond. We are always beyond on this channel. And to be quite frank with you, all of the things that I'm about to complete in this video, all of the chores, they were definitely manageable. I could have finished them sooner, but because of the crushing weight of the pickles, aka my unrealistic expectations, I sort of was a bit paralyzed there for a moment, and here we are where we are, whatever that means. So we gotta do everything now in the last minute, 5 minutes until midnight, or whatever the expression is. I'm also sure this is not just true for me. We all have things going on in our lives, and we all, well, if you're watching this channel, that means that you too have plans, and we have definitely felt that the spring is coming. Our plants are waking up. We are waking up from the winter grogginess. Unless you're in Australia, then I don't know what to tell you, but for the rest of us, we are waking up from that winter grogginess. We're becoming more active, and with that, sort of our expectations and goals shift a bit here. We start some new projects, and it is all very, very exciting. I, for instance, have definitely felt refreshed by the enthusiasm that has kind of crept in the past few weeks or the past month in relation to my plant collection and plant chores and all plant-related things that I need to do. And to be quite honest, I am excited about the all very, very, very busy planty days ahead. I like that. However, I got overly excited, overly ambitious, overly enthusiastic, and my personal and external deadlines have crept in, and now, we have to do everything in sort of this fifth gear. And whenever this happens, I tend to feel a little bit caged, a little bit anxious, a little bit panicky, a little bit paralyzed, a little bit Alexis. Well, not a little bit Alexis, but probably quite the opposite of that. And if you don't know that reference, go watch Schitt's Creek. That's all that I can tell you. Of course, with all of this anxiety, etc., what tends to happen for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you, is that the priorities slightly get jumbled, and it's kind of hard to tell what is the priority and what is not. And that is actually exactly why we are in the situation in which we are in. Instead of focusing on the priorities that I will focus on in this video, I have focused on some other things that are definitely not the priority. If you are in the same spot, talking to someone may help you out. Paid partner of this video, BetterHelp, offers you just that. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that connects you with a credentialed therapist to help you work through your relationship questions. Whether it's about communication, boundaries, or just figuring out why you feel the way you do. You answer a quick questionnaire, get matched with a therapist, and if it's not the right fit for you, you can switch at no extra cost. They also have a customer support team to help you out with any questions. Therapy isn't just for crisis moments, it is a useful tool that can help make all sorts of relationships in your life healthier. And if that sounds helpful to you, you can get 10% off of your first month of BetterHelp by clicking the link in the description or visiting betterhelp.com/basieplans. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/basieplans. Big thanks to BetterHelp for being the paid partner of this video, and now we can just start with mini spring chores and just insane last minute cleanup. I am looking forward to it so much. It will be better. Just smile. Smile through it. Smile. All right. I'm not sure how well you can see me. Probably not great because we are backlit by the windows, but literally the best we can do. So late. Everything is late. I'm late. We need to start with the tasks. And the first task that I need to do, we can see there is clutter on the floor and we need to just remove all of that clutter so I can actually function and access my plants. That is a big issue now. I need to get access to my cabinets so I can water plants in the cabinets before I leave. And I also need just access to the cabinets because I'm taking all of the plants from the top, showering them, watering them. I'm gonna water the plants on the wall, which means that I will need to take them down in order to do so. So I just need access. Access is a big issue. I've been putting stuff all over the floor and that can no longer happen. So that is the first order of business. And unfortunately, I think I will have to delegate some of the tasks. We will talk a bit later about that. Something that I planned to do before my trip that I will simply not have the time to do. But first thing, I will move all of the Hoyas that you have seen me repot in the previous video. They still did not get watered and it's 4 days after that. On the bright side, all the root damage that I definitely made while repotting had time to heal, so we are not risking any infection anymore. The downside, they are a little bit dry. Nothing too crazy. I don't think that any of them are actually paper thin or anything like that. I'm going to take these plants to the bathroom, which you probably cannot see all that well because of the backlit situation, and shower them, water them, and then I will fertilize them as well. And I need to also clean my cabinet, and that absolutely has to be done so I can put at least some of these back. I think I will not have the opportunity to repot everything that I wanted, but you know, let's just get to watering these. We're continuing, less talking, more working, Miro. So we're just, oh, I really hope I don't find any more mealybugs. I was hoping to get these treated, as I told you, because I did find mealybugs on them, but I was hoping for a lot of things before my trip. Hope was the main driver here, I guess. I also need to pack. We need to pack in this video as well. We need to do many things. I have not made a wish list of Hoyas to look out for. I have only a couple of them that I will be looking out for when in Sweden. But maybe that's a task for the plane, something to think about. I do have to show you, oh, my gesneriids also need to be watered. I don't know how my gesneriids might croak before I come back because they are at a point where they need water very frequently, which I don't provide while I'm here, that's true, but for 9 days. We'll see. Some of the plants that are loving water a lot, I am planning to sort of water them the last day. My initial plan was to water them twice in this time period, but they're going to be lucky if I water them once, is all I will say. But this one, this Ashkenanthus species Thailand, I think. Species Thai pink. Sorry, that's... Oh no. See, I was wondering what was happening with these buds, but they seem to have gone. We had buds on the other end, but I think we may have thrips on my Gesneriads once again. Gesneriads and thrips are a match made in hell, for sure. So we'll have to take care of them when I get back with that neem extract, and hopefully that will prevent them. I don't see any thrips, but the damage on that bud definitely looked thripsy. But what a gorgeous flower. I just think this is gorgeous. There are many Ashkenanthus, and I honestly think this is the best one because I don't like when their leaves are so ornate. I used to think that I like that, but I had it. And, you know, and those flowers are not as nice, but this is just like very... I think it's a very Hoya vibe with the leaves. They're like kind of heart-shaped almost. Dehydrated for sure, taco test. But the flower is super gorgeous. I really like that. It's big, it's pink. It goes really, really well. Unfortunately, we don't have any more flowers on this one. I was really hoping for more, but when I get back, I will repot it and I will treat it and maybe one day completely eradicate the thrips from my Gesneriads. I don't know what's about Gesneriads that attracts thrips so much, but there is just something in them that attracts them a lot. Also, when we get like a better view of me, I need to show you the last two Vandas that I got. You can see part of it here. They are massive. They are almost as tall as I am. I did choose the XXL size. I will be honest, I did not believe them when they said it's XXL, but I would just add another X, like 3-4XL, because they're huge. I don't know if I can show you a bit of it, and this is the smaller one. This is the smaller one. Like with the roots and all, here it is touching the floor. The roots are now touching the floor. You can see how tall it is. I am 196 centimeters tall. This is tall. This is big. She's big. But the flower is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the ones that I was hoping to get first time when I ordered. It's Wanda Deep Blue. You can just see. That looks radiant on the camera. That's because she is. That's because she is. Truly marvelous plant. So we need to water her. I will try to water them twice or even 3 times, today, tomorrow, and the next day, because these are not going to be watered until I come back. That's going to be about 9 days, once again, until I come back, and I will try to water all of my Vandas 3 times. I will tell my mom to spray the roots daily, but that's not going to do much. However, we are relying on the higher humidity in my room. Let me just show you the next one and then we can continue with the chores. This next one is bigger. It does have a couple of damaged leaves. They did break in shipping. So 1, 2, 3. I expect 3 of the leaves to completely yellow and go. I'm not going to cut them off. This one is even bigger. Not by a lot, but it is bigger. So let's do the floor test. The roots are touching the floor. Yeah, 196. So you can imagine how big this is. Both of them have huge flowers, and these were about 45 euros. And you know how I feel currently about the cuttings of Hoya that cost that much, and they're tiny. And you can get a fully established, gorgeous queen. I don't love how some of these flowers look. They did get a bit damaged. I love the color, I love the flower actually, but I don't think that this one is gonna last as long because I can see some deformities in the flower, but let me just show you. I forgot the name of this one. I think I actually did find out the name on Ansu website. I mean, these are very big flowers, like actual head test. I need to have flowers in my hair. In this economy? Okay. So, anyway, I will soak them after I soak my vandas. Also, my vandas that have gone out of flower are growing new roots. That is an excellent sign that they are doing well. So I love that for them. I am still concerned about that one. It's looking worse and worse and worse. That is suspected fusarium. Hopefully she pulls through. If she doesn't, I think it's a great streak to order as many as I did and to only lose one for now. Also, let's just get my trellises off the floor. Someone asked me about how I make these and if I made them myself. I did. I do have a video where I made them. Unfortunately, I do not remember what the video is. It may have in the title making trellises. If I find the video by the time I upload this, the link will be somewhere next to my head to that video so you can see how I make these. Very, very, very easy to make, very cost efficient, look very pretty with small Hoyas. You can definitely make them bigger, but they don't always have this wire from where I order them, but you can get this copper. It's not copper, it's aluminum wire that looks like copper. It's painted like this, and there are many different colors too, but I did find this on Temu, so I think I will just order a large batch of this from Temu along with clips and other things. But all of that is something that I will do once I come back from Sweden. So that's enough of ramble, just talking all the time. I'm going to take now these Hoyas to the shower, soak them, and then come back to continue to remove things that are on my floor, and then, eventually we will get to a point where I can clean, water, pack, etc. Okay, so I have removed the Hoyas from the section. We have watered them. Now I will clear off this desk and stuff that is underneath the desk. I'm totally overexposed here. That doesn't seem to help. It looks like I don't have a head. So I need to water this orchid too, one of my new phalaenopsises, and find a spot where I can put it until I come back. I essentially do have a plan where I want to grow this, but we cannot fulfill that plan right now. As for the decluttering, I need to move stuff that I've shoved underneath the desk so I can close the desk. And I have some pots that need to be washed. prepared for future usage, but to make things quick, I will just bag them and take them to storage and deal with that once I come back. Okay, I would also like to properly clean everything before I go, but that's probably not going to be possible. I will just be happy to declutter everything and to water everything. And then, it may remain a little bit messy for the time being, but what are you gonna do? At least we will have plenty more things to do once I come back. I was worried there for a moment that I will run out of content quite soon here, that I will just complete all of the chores, all of the things that I need to do, everything will be finished. I guess I was delusional that I will eradicate all the mealybugs, that I will eradicate all the mites. I will repot everything. But as we can see from this video, that's not quite what is going to happen. Okay, I need to locate more of the pots. I know that I have them all over the space, and to just bag as many as I can. And I have some moss sticks here. I wanted to put something on those, I think, a couple of philodendrons. We don't have the time for that. I also need to leave quite soon for my driving lesson. Today is my last driving lesson before the trip. I did lie to my instructor that I'm leaving tomorrow because I was like, how am I gonna tell him that I can't come to the driving class when I will be here? Even when I told him now, I need a day off here because he wanted to drive every single day, and yesterday I didn't. He didn't quite understand why I can't spare an hour and a half for driving, and the reason for that is, and I think a lot of you may be like me, when I have something going on, like whether it be a driving lesson or a Hungarian class or whatever, I can't do anything before that. And I need like some recovery time after it. Like before that, it's very difficult for me to start something big. I can do like a bunch of small tasks, but like I can't do anything that big. And even this is pushing it. Typically, this wouldn't be possible, but because we're so desperate here, I needed to do this. Okay, we're almost filled with this one bag. I don't know, I would really, really love if I could repot all of the Hoyas for my meals before I leave, but I just don't think that's a possibility. Good thing here is that we are making progress, but we still have plenty to do. And I want to basket these Vandas before I go. I basketed one, and I sort of left these so I can show them to you how I will basket them. These two are gonna go in together, and I will just leave this water here for tomorrow, and then I will empty it before I leave. It will be one of the last tasks that I do on Thursday. All right, so we are not progressing in the manner in which I had hoped for. I was gonna do a lot more work yesterday, but I have some other deadlines, as we know, with my other job. So today we pray. We mostly pray, because I'm gonna take everything from my wall, water it, water all of these, water this, water the tent, water everything. We're gonna water everything. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're strong, we're courageous, and we are not prepared. Have to pack, have to wash my hair, have to get a haircut. Fun is fun when it's fun. Gotta water my philodendrons. This one, do you know, for the lulz? Because I was, my billieti, it's Bilietiae, right? It's Bilietiae. I got used to the pronunciation that a lot of people do, which is Bilieti, but it's Bilietiae. So my Bilietiae, this is how it sits on the shelf in the back. And I was like, he kind of looks heavy on one side. Like, for the lulz, let's just kind of see, like, is he? So I kind of pushed it a little bit, and it would not stabilize after that. It just kept, you know, pulling on one side, but he has gotten a little bit bigger after that repot. I need to find, when I come back, I need to find a cover pot for him that is going to allow us, or allow him to become stable, but he's huge. He has done maybe too well after the repot. And he is definitely leaning towards the light. I don't know if you can tell here. Let me just adjust exposure. You can tell how the stem is curving this way. It's because he is leaning towards the light. So I think I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about that. I guess I can tie him a little bit more to the other side, but he is gonna keep leaning because the light is off center, or he is placed off center from the light. And I actually wanna move that light even more. I want to make, you can't really see here, maybe I will show you, my vandas are here, and because I definitely am not going to stop, I wanna move the light that's lighting my wall, do something else there, move the light in the back, which again you can't see. It's right above that window. You just see a bit of it. Once again, exposure adjusting. So you see this light here. That one is off axis compared to that. So I want to put them all in the same axis and move one more light in between, so I have like a line of light under which I can hang orchids, such as vandas, cattleyas, etc. And then I will put LED tubes in the windows, because the Hoyas that I have in the window are actually doing really well, and some of them are blooming, and I decided that's a cute look, so I will be hanging more in this other window, which does leave an issue for me. Where is he gonna get the light? I might need to get another big grow light. You know what? I do have another light. It's only 100 watts. Only 100 watts. Only the surface of the sun. It's a small light though. I like these big lights because they cover a larger area, but I think I can just put that light over here. I don't know where I put it, but that's the light that I was using on the other side. Anyway, we're gonna water this big bad boy, my Billietier, and then clean the cabinet, water more. It's a lot of watering. Expect sweat, okay? All right, so he barely fits in the bathtub. So do I, can relate. I always am like, I know my plant has gotten way too big when it takes up the entire bathtub. He's very unstable. So I'm going to shower him and heavily water him. I haven't watered him in about 2 or 3 weeks because it's a big pot and it's not necessary to, I mean, probably will do better if I watered him every week, right? But it's been about 2 weeks at least since I watered him. All of my big philodendrons, that Atabapoense that you see in the back, my Jerry Horn, which is huge in the hallway, none of them get watered once a week, 2 weeks minimum, because they're big, the pots are big, and I find they don't need to be watered that frequently, even though this is a very light mix. Could they grow better? Probably. In summer they will need more water for sure, but it's still winter. I think we haven't gone into spring, right? Don't know the dates. Anyway, I'm going to do this right now and bring some other big plants. So it's gonna be a bit messy in the bathroom, but I do have some bathroom free time when no one needs it. And I am gonna use that to take down as many plants as I can, the big ones, bring them here to shower, water, and then put them back. I don't know how well you can hear me, but I do sometimes leave the shower head to get this properly soaked. Now, I didn't show you from the start because it already has been sitting there for a moment, but I want them to get properly soaked and thoroughly wash the leaves. So he did become quite heavy. Sorry that you can hear the water dripping, but I do like to kind of lift them up a bit. And you can still see there is a dry patch here, but the moisture will get distributed eventually throughout the pot. But I washed both the top and the underside of the leaf, knock off any pests that it might have. I don't see any issues. There could be, and I will treat this when I come back with that Asmax because I fear thrips may become an issue in my collection, though I don't see signs on this one, but some other aroids did have thrip issues. So, we just let him drain for a bit, not for too long, because I have to move. I gotta keep moving, essentially. Actually, I think I might even take him to the hallway. All those shoes, not mine, whatever. There he is in the hallway. I have a bunch of these IKEA trays. They're so useful. I think I have about 10 of them, and I can only ever locate 2. But this is so useful for repottings, for everything, for draining the plants around the house. So he's gonna stay here for a bit. I hope no one needs to use the hallway because I need to use the hallway. I'm gonna bring more aroids to that shower now, and some of the ones that I'm about to bring did have thrips issues, so we're going to check them for thrips. And hopefully, I have about a couple of hours now before I need to leave to buy some things for the trip, but I would like to take down the wall in that time. So less talking, less yapping, more working. Aroids from the bathroom. So I am not happy. I'm not happy because actually I'm happy with some of them. I think my radiatum, which is supposed to be variegated, number one, is not becoming more variegated. For a moment, this new leaf looked like it will be, but I don't really know what happened. It's not. The new leaf too does look like it has some variegation, but once again, I don't really know what's happening, and they're becoming progressively smaller. The leaf that I got it with, the next leaf, smaller, the next one, even smaller, and I think this is probably going to be the smallest. And I don't know, I don't think the issue is not enough light because it is in pretty high light. It is very close to that Mars Hydro Grow light, and that light it's growing that Atabapoense, which is huge. Now that Atabapoense is quite away from the light, so is my philodendron Salome or whatever, I don't care. Whatever that plant is, and my Bilietiae as well. That plant or that light is growing all of those, but all of those are further away from it. I think these are slightly closer, so that might be the issue why they're getting small leaves, kind of like with Hoya. When they're too close to the light, the leaves get smaller. Because we can see the petioles are very thick, very short. The petioles are actually becoming shorter and shorter with each growth. Old growth, first leaf here, shorter, second leaf even shorter, even shorter. So they're becoming shorter. So it could be the light issue. I don't think it's a fertilizer issue. Maybe it is. Maybe there's not enough fertilizer, which wouldn't surprise anyone because I don't fertilize it. But anyway, This one I will keep growing it for the summer. I think it might go outside somewhere in the shade if I do find that spot. But for now, I'm just unsure if I want to keep it. I don't want to keep it as a green plant. I want it as a variegated plant. If it doesn't become variegated, I will just gift it to a friend. The second one I'm happier with, though the last leaf wasn't particularly variegated. I'm still waiting for this to become more variegated. And this one is actually in lower light, so we can see that it's doing better. This is from a very small cutting, and this is Jungle Fever. So it's doing better, especially now that I'm watering it more. I think in no time, by the end of summer, this is going to be a big plant. Definitely double than this. Mark my words, because we're going to do a good job with it. My polypoidiopsis, never know how to pronounce that, polypoidus. I know it's not polypoidus. I think it's polypoidoipus. Whatever. You saw how small this was when I got it. It was like, I think both of these had a leaf, maybe two. That has grown. In a few months, that has grown. I am considering staking this. I did start to grow it out as a hanging plant, but I think I might repot it and stake it, and then I don't know where I will put it, but I do love it dearly. I think this is my favorite aroid. I do not see any sign of, oh, maybe here we do see a bit of a, is that thrip damage? It could be a bit of thrips or mites on this one leaf. So we will treat it when I come back, but it's not very noticeable, but yeah, definitely something that affected. The new leaf looks good with no damage. I did treat one time with that nimbicide, and the new leaf looks good, so I might give it another treatment. I mean, I will definitely give it another treatment with that product, but I do have something else that could be for thrips. Yeah, this leaf is very deformed. When I look at it, you can see how deformed this leaf actually is. So that has been affected by thrips or mites. I'm not going to take it off though I probably should. The new leaf is looking good. So I think if they were the issue, we may have solved it. And there is another small plant here. That one was without any leaves. It grew 4 working on the 5th one. So this is about, I think I ordered this either in December. So it's about 3 months worth of growth. And I think the bigger plant put out 5 leaves. So I'm very happy with the growth. I will stake it. We will work on it when I come back. This is why I actually started this video, or not this video, this section. This is my Yoepi. You know, it did look better. I did underwater it, so it lost some leaves, which is, you know, unsurprising. And I think I cut off some of the leaves because of mites, perhaps. It will regrow them. This is relatively fast growing, but the reason why I think I'm giving these aroids a bit too much light is because, I don't know if your camera will show this, but the petioles are red. Oh, that's water. We drain it. The petioles on this are red. I don't know, do you have Yoepi? I think they're supposed to be greener. The back of the leaf too. Yeah, you can see it on the back of the leaf. The light isn't the best in the bathroom, but you can see that's red. Those are all reddish. And the front of the leaf looks green. But the back, I don't know. I don't think this is the way that it arrived. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it may be a sign that I need to chill with the light. I think, again, I will try to put as many of these aroids outside to size them up, and also so I don't have to deal with thrips. Putting them outside, predators will sort of help out. I know I said I was not going to put any more plants outside, but every year I say it, every year I do it. And every year I'm unsuccessful. My tortum, I just removed another baby leaf because that was not going to grow. This has been affected by thrips, but I think we solved it. I don't see any. I briefly checked it. So I think we have solved it, which I'm glad. I think when we talk about like Polypoidoipus and tortum, I think this one makes more sense as a hanging plant. These can grow beautifully when they're staked, but I think I would like this as a hanging plant. It would make more sense. And you can just see how short the internodes here are. Definitely is getting enough light. I think mostly in my plant collection, the issue no longer is they're not getting enough light. I think the issue with most of my plants is that they're getting way too much because I've gone blind and I'm just blasting everything. I mean, you just heard me. 100 watts? Is that gonna be enough? No, let's just get the sun inside. And I've got to show you another brief update. My ring of fire is not on fire. Definitely had thrips. Leaves are deformed. That's unfortunate because this used to be very pretty. Then I underwatered it. Then I kind of rescued it for myself. And the roots are good now, but thrips have definitely damaged it. I don't know how they so quickly attacked my aroids, but they have. I think they essentially came from gesneriads. So I need to do more proactive work there with the gesneriads. People who do have gesneriads do regularly treat them for trips. So I guess we have to do that. Unfortunately, I do think I lost my Monstera species Peru variegated, which has been growing beautifully, beautifully, and then combination of mites and thrips took it out. There is still a stick, but I think I'm gonna get a new cutting, honestly, because she ain't looking hot. The roots are good, so maybe there is a chance. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep her slightly damp-ish, but I'm not having much faith. The other one, I forgot what this is. This is also a type of a Monstera, but I forgot. Also got trips, but this one I will just give this away. I will treat it until it's healthy. I don't like this plant. It's doing what I hate the most, which is one variegated leaf, one green leaf, or sorry, one fully white leaf, one fully green, one green, and then all those fully white just fall off. It's just not what I wanted, and it's okay to let go. Anyway, I'm going to continue watering. I'm now taking down the wall, I believe. I believe that's what's happening next. So we will move the camera. We will move the camera to my room. Okay, so most of these are very underwatered, especially the cacti. You truly need to be special to underwater a cactus, but here we are. So I'm taking everything down from this wall, showering it very heavily, watering. My nepenthes need to be soaked thoroughly. Every single time I tell myself I'm never gonna let them get to the stage where they're so dry again, and every time I do. But despite all of it, they do keep growing and doing well. So these need to be soaked, especially this one is doing well. Yes, the pitchers are dry. I keep the old pitchers. We're gonna do some trimming. I know these look very underwatered. It's because they are. A couple of days ago, they looked great, and I was like, I gotta water those. And here we are today, when they haven't been watered for God knows how long. My staghorn fern, which still is waiting for her day to be repotted, and that day isn't coming now. I do see some discoloration, quite a severe discoloration actually. So let me just check. Most of the leaves look good, but there are a couple of them that don't. Well, if this ain't mite damage on staghorn fern, I don't know what is. Let me show you. Love it. Can't get enough of mites. So this one it's doing well. Despite everything, she's doing well. Despite me underwatering her many times, I think we can say that she grew a lot. But can you see how not green that is? This is like a healthy leaf, which is that silvery green. But these two just have like a brown tint to them. So definitely mite damage there. Even more obvious from the back side. I don't think this is thrips, because I would have seen them. So I do think, and by the small piercing, concentrated piercing, which is obvious on this leaf, let me zoom in. Can you see there? Small concentrated piercing marks. I think that's a sign that this has been attacked by mites. At this point, my genuine question is, are there plants on this planet that are so repulsive to mites, mealybugs, thrips? Because I want to grow those. I want to grow the most repulsive plant for the pests. Let's take down my very dehydrated cacti, which, to be quite honest with you, I don't even know if they're going to recover. When you underwater a cactus so much, you gotta wonder if it's gonna hydrate. Then you know you have just reached next level of neglect. Next level. This is what I'm telling you. I don't know that I should keep going with this wall. It's so hard for me to take care of it. Maybe if my bed wasn't there, I could get to it like on a ladder, but you really gotta navigate the space somehow. Maybe it's the pots too. Blame the pots, not yourself. Because these pots, the water will run through them. They have a detachable bottom. I've been actually thinking about a different kind of a setup because that's all I do. Spiral and think about different kinds of setups. But I do have these pots, which I actually originally wanted to put on the wall, but when I wanted to put these, they were not available locally. So they have like a small place to hook the pot from, and they don't have like they're not detachable. The bottom is not detachable. So my idea right now, let me just find a plant. Well, first of all, my idea is to do a combination of orchids and ferns potentially and change the light for something weaker. I will probably leave Hoyas like Burmanica and Pandurata, those Polineras. I will take one which is bloomed recently, forgot the name, Mirabilis. I will take that one. I don't want to grow it there anymore. I'm kind of unsure about some of this cacti. I want to keep one of them for sure, but maybe not as many of the others. The idea is to put this pot and then have something in a plastic see-through pot that will hang. Let's just use the staghorn fern as an example. So the idea, hang this and put a plant inside, and I think that's going to allow me to water. The water will go through. Maybe I even make these self-watering because they do have a tiny reservoir, and that way I will be able to water more because the issue is the mix is very porous, so all the water goes through and the saucer can't hold it, so every time I water, the water just starts to drip everywhere, and that makes watering impossible. And these are all my mistakes. I wasn't thinking. I thought that for whatever reason I was going to water a little bit more frequently. Not happening, and that this is not going to be an issue, but it is an issue. So I think just something like this might work a little bit better. This doesn't actually even fit in here, so I may need to think about getting these but bigger. I do want to say I am very happy that this wall, well, we didn't start with that one. We started with a smaller one that I also took down. There are only a couple of plants on there. I'm glad that it inspired so many. I always get photos of people, well, not always, but I used to get photos of people's setups. And Basie, she did her wall similar to this. She got inspired by the small one, but then she did a bigger one, and I was like, well, I'm gonna make even bigger, but with different wire. And it's working well for everyone else aside from me. I think at the end of the day, I'm just darn too lazy to constantly get up and water. I cut my Wilbur Graves because it had root rot, so I cut it to recover it. Now it's having mites. I also need to trim some of my Hoya. Like this Burmanica needs some serious trimming. She lost some of her leaves, again, due to underwatering. And I sometimes wonder, do I just let them branch out more or do I trim them? Because we definitely have like, this is essentially all bare once these leaves fall off, which they will, because I will help it. And to be quite frank with you, I have no desire to propagate Burmanica anymore. It's a pretty plant, but I'm out of space. Maybe I do trim her and make a bushier one. I don't know. I don't like it. She used to be prettier. You saw her in much better edition. But life has gotten to her as well. She also had root mealybugs. I don't see many of those. I mean, I don't see any of those. The water treatment did work. The hot water or the warm water treatment. And pretty nice roots. Considering the amount of underwatering, this is low-key great. I also have been liking my Pandurata a lot more. Now that I put her in lower light, she kind of looks better. Maybe I need to trim this back a bit, but other than that, she looks good. As good as Pandurata will ever look, this particular clone. The other one, the silver one, I think I might restart it. That one has had mites, and it just simply is impossible to keep this one watered. So I think I will trim some of the branches that don't look good, which are mostly these two, maybe even now, and I will throw it away. I will throw the entire branch away because it's so yellow and affected by mites that it's not worth saving. I feel like I do need to justify myself, though I really shouldn't because it's my own darn plant, but when you have something like this, you know, it's affected by mites, it's better to cut your losses with, I'm just trimming some parts that for whatever reason I didn't before. It's better to cut your losses. Don't propagate a sick part. If you keep, you're never going to have a healthy plant, and this is just, it's so affected with mites that it's crazy. But they somehow remained on this one branch, it seems to me. But I can see like it's dehydrated, it's yellow, it lost a lot of leaves, so we're just gonna cut that all the way to the bottom. And yes, it looks worse, but it branches out really well. I've been cutting this one on the regular. I know she looked better, I understand. This did look better. I need to cut off the flower spike on this Vanda. She lost even more leaves. Because she lost so many leaves, I went through the roots. There were a lot of dead roots, and I removed those. Then because I had access to the lower part of the stem, I cut the lower part of the stem, and there's no sign of fusarium. There is no fusarium purple ring, but the stem was dry, which is not very common. But anyway, I'm gonna cut up the flower because it's going anyway. And that will help her preserve energy. This needs to be soaked before my trip, and as you see, we don't have many roots left. She is dehydrated now, and I hope that we will stop losing the leaves soon. I took off one more today. Essentially, I suspect we might lose 2 more, but probably not more than 2 more. I suspect this one will go and this one, but the rest of them might stay. She's not pretty. She's very ugly, but I don't know why this issue happened. I, again, don't see any sign of fusarium, and if she starts to grow new roots, great. If she croaks, she croaked. Don't know what the issue was. She was treated with a fungicide. We'll see if that will help. I will keep her. I will separately soak her. I will just take other scissors to keep cutting. She needs to be recovered, I think. I don't know why this issue happened, but it did. It did. Sometimes plants will arrive like that. Was it stress from shipping? I don't know. But none of the other ones that arrived did that. So who knows? At least what gives me a bit of peace is there is no fusarium ring. Because it gets, you know, when you cut it, it's purple. And I don't know if this always happens with fusarium, but that's like one of the ways to check if you have that fungus. Sometimes when like the pitcher has gone entirely, but the leaf is green, I will cut off the pitcher. Like in this case, the leaf seems mostly green, so I will just cut off the dead pitcher. But it's been growing new ones too, but again, it doesn't keep the pitchers very well because I still haven't gotten to actually watering them normally. We do need to just cut off some leaves from my anthuriums here because they too have been underwatered. See, I tell you, underwatering is not better. Can you believe that I managed to underwater a plant that is in self-watering pot? Maybe this is the first channel on YouTube where you will see that. This one, Affinity Basie, whatever, is also doing really well. The new leaf is looking great. I will shower them as well. I will do that off camera, but we will clean this space. My Michelle is losing some of the smaller leaves, but the new leaf is gorgeous though. She did have thrips at one point, but we're looking sparse with the leaves because because the reservoir is dry and it needs to be watered. On the positive side, the roots are great. And I do think we need to treat them for mites. They're so dusty. And this new leaf on my crystallinum does have some spots that indicate mites, but it's such a... You can see the dust falling off. It's such a beautiful plant. I grew this from a tiny, tiny plant and it's been so good at upsizing. It will probably need a repot soon, but for now, let's just keep it the way it is. It is so pretty. I can't believe that I actually grew this from a small plant. I know I shouldn't be too proud because it's so easy to grow, but I don't care. I created a bunch of mess on the floor and I think I trimmed most of the dead leaves. This one also, let's trim some of the yellow leaves on this pediphyllum. I'm, again, not too concerned because all of these plants did well. They will do well once again. Let's just get them nice and pretty. When I come back, we definitely need to get our SHIT together and stay on top with watering. Let's keep watering. I shall check in later because my battery is completely dying. Oh my gosh. Okay, shut up. Okay, chill out, Miro. Chill out, Miro. If you do this, you will end up in prison. But I do want to go out and slap this person who is going around with a truck for days. Every single day that I record this video, he's been going around with the truck. He has a megaphone and he's buying old iron, old, trash. Essentially, he's buying trash, feathers, old pillows, old blankets. And I get it. That's very nice. Buy the trash. Just, can you not use that megaphone? I'm trying to record a video. Anyway, can you see that I'm a bit of an unhinged little thing? Yeah, that's, it's the last day. I did not sleep. I went to bed around 4 and I got up at 7. And I do not remember sleeping. I just don't know what happened. I feel that I haven't slept because you haven't. My plane leaves in about 7 hours. I have to leave in about 3 hours from here. I'm watering, soaking some vandas. I have about 3 more to soak. I need to put these lacunosas back into the cabinet. I wanted to clean the cabinet, my Millsbo. This is a project that I started days ago, but now we have arrived at the moment where I'm just gonna put everything back into that cabinet so things are not on the floor because people will be walking into my room. I told my mom that she needs to spray the roots of these vandas every single day if possible. And I need to water these gasneriads. I need to water the hoyas that are hanging. I need to water the hoyas in the windows, the philodendron in the back, and I need to water my tent and the cabinets. I need to do a lot. We are going to do a lot of things right now. So I'm just going to stop talking, and essentially this is going to be a nice, fun, what's that word when the video is very fast? That. It's going to be that for you. And when I come back, we will deal with all of these projects. I cannot believe that I thought I was gonna do everything and I will have nothing to do once I get back from Sweden, and that I will have to come up with just new things for my videos that I'll be out of content. Honey, you are so delulu, so delulu. Oh, I need to water these two cabinets too. Okay, we did water the wall. We did water the, the anthuriums, the hoyas here, these hanging ones. I'm not going to water my terrarium. It seems well enough. So let's just move the angle, start putting the hoya back inside, and hopefully then you will see a little bit better than you can see now. And yeah, that's essentially what is happening. I also have to tell you a couple of frustrating things. My Hoya Waimanie, the regular one, cup was bloomed. The silver one bloomed for me a long time ago. This one I've had for 3 years and it's blooming for the first time. It's about to open, and I'm not going to be here. Number one. Number two, my lacunosa with pink flower that I've been waiting for years to bloom is going to bloom now, and I'm not going to be here to see it. And that's two Hoyas blooming for the first time while I'm away. What do we think about that behavior? What do we think? Do you think you deserve to be in the collection if you're gonna bloom while I'm away? I can hope they're gonna rebloom soon again after that, hopefully, fingers crossed. So that's very frustrating. I'm a little bit annoyed, but I don't have time to be annoyed. I only have time to be extremely productive. So let's do just that. I know I said no more yapping, but I had to show you how filled with flowers this Hoya is. This is Hoemicrantha purple. There's like, in the back, so many flowers everywhere. Also Cutis porcellana, filled with flowers. We have some big patella flower in the back. Don't know if you'll be able to see. And then we need to do something with this verticillata when I come back. That one always drops leaves. I think she's just ill. Maybe I'll get a new one in Sweden, or maybe I will just not grow the plant that is completely evil. She used to be so gorgeous and I cannot recover it no matter how many times I treat it for anything. So, this is watered. That's good. What I was gonna do is I was gonna basket all of my Vandas. I only basketed one. I made this basket myself. I think maybe this will be useful for you, how to make these baskets for orchids, maybe even for some Hoya. But we're gonna do that in the next video. Obviously, I did not basket all of my Vandas, and this one is just huge, so I need a bigger basket for this, obviously, because she is just too huge. I need to water everything here, everything there. Hoya Weimania. You can see she's gonna bloom while I'm gone. Thank you very much. And I need to water my tent. I'm probably not going to be able to show you how I water my tent because the light is off and I'm afraid if I turn it on now I will just mess up the timers. There will be no one here to fix that, so we're just not going to do it. Just another gorgeous huge Vanda. Suitcase is waiting for me. I have not packed. I leave in about 4 hours. And I also need to water all of the Hoyas in the hallway. All of those need to be watered. This philodendron, my Hoya Loki, has been banished here. All of these need to be watered. So, good luck to me. Yes, I do look like a mess. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. Oh, why is it on manual focus? Okay, it's out of focus. I gotta pack. I have about half an hour to pack, shower, become presentable because I have a meeting in about half an hour for my second job. And then an hour into that meeting, I have to take off and go to the airport. My flight is in 6 hours, I think. A little bit less than 6 hours, in about 5 hours and 15 minutes. So it's half an hour packing, showering, hour of a meeting, 2 hours to get to the airport, and I'm there 2 hours ahead. We made it. Whew, okay, I'm just gonna pack myself and whew. That was exhausting. I obviously did not think it was going to be this way. I can't tell you much right now because my head is all over the place. Thankfully, I am a quick packer, so I will just do that quickly. I will see you in the next video. I will take you with me to Sweden. You can expect a vlog, and I will do a much better time this time than last time, showing you everything that there is to show about the fair. Because now we have a better camera, we have better everything, and we have a better me. New year, new me, right? Oh my goodness. Shut up. Gotta pack. Don't talk to me anymore. Don't talk to me. Stop talking to me. I'm busy. If you see this video, that means I made it. Okay. See you in the next one. Have a lovely weekend, whatever day this is posted. Love you all. Thank you for sitting through this chaos. If you did. If you didn't, how dare you? How dare you not sit through the chaos with me? And I guess when I come back, we do have a lot of planned chores to do. Shocking, I know. Bye! I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons, my 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal and Margaret Moyen, Angela Bernard, Angelia Parrish, Anna P. Aspen Drake, Betsy Brett Noble, Catherine Molina, Connie Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Down on a Roll, Stipanjali Rao, Either W, Elena Saxon, Ellen, Farah Ferdis Verdans, Francis Wilkins, Gathering Moss, Gina Geisa, Gina Radovic, Grossitz Kyle, Growing Nurse, Hannah Mathlin, Heather Uppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chio, Jody D. Gomez, Jonas Barhjorth Larson, Cara, Catherine P., Casey Gross, Kelly Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Elle Lindberg, Lee Mooney, Lucas Erchevsky, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Marina Yarmolich, Marty Miller, Melissa Walker, Michelle Herod, Mirka Grun Roos, MJW, Moa Edmund, Miss Seidenhar, Nelly Yang, Niha, Nicole Maroney, Nguyen, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ Plant Druid, Saig Zera, Rachel Peterson, Rebecca C. Renee Church, Sharon Bones, Starla Van Lith, Subi Cortacangas, Tessa Martins, Thomas Marsden, Tia B, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Van Islian, Xenia Green, Youth of the Volumud, Zaira Rivera, Zordoramas, Laco Niponi, and a flower. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Anna Malia, Karen, Kilon Constance, Daryl Del Rosario, Eden Crolette, Joanna, Holly Borner, KPZ, Lindsay Ann, Maria Isabel, Monica Wykers, Nerdy Kathy, Ringlove, Shayla Casper, Tang Watanas Riakul, VH, Wendy Foreman, www.myhoya.shop. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, one anonymous patron, Alice Borland, Andrew G. and C. Aquila, Brandon Pacheco, Catherine Molina, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Laura E. Jackson, Lauren at Tugboat Plants, Lori Ann Subramaniam, Luzman Fernandez, Marga F. Wee, Mary Diamond, Mary Rose, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chin Mueller, and Pacific NW Plant Lady.